Myself Padmaja, Associate Professor, Department of CSE, Institute of Aeronautical Engineering, Hyderabad. Today, let us discuss several problems on operators and expressions in C language. So, let us start the class. Now, to understand the operator and expression, let us solve a number of problems related to operators and expression. So, in this video, I am going to teach you that how to solve different problems on operators and expression. So, let us do it on using hands-on experience. So, in our Deb C++ compiler, so first let me run the first program. Suppose integer a is equal to 10, 20, 30. Now, suppose I want to print the value of a, then what will be the output? So, let us type printf %d, comma, a. Now, whenever you want to print the value of a we have given, for the variable a, we have given multiple inputs 10, 20, 30. So, first let us save the problem and then run it. So, first save the problem. So, we have saved the problem as C source file. You can give any file name. Suppose I am giving here test.c and I am saving it as a C source file. Now, let us compile and run the problem. So, what is the output that we will get whenever we will compile and run the program? So, what we are getting? We are getting an error that expected identifier before the numeric constant. So, what is the problem over here? So, in C language, at a time, we cannot declare the variable and assign multiple values. So, what we will do? We will make it separate declaration and then we are assigning multiple values to the variable. Now, let us see what will be the output. So, again save and compile and run the program. Now, you can see the output on the screen that whenever you are running the program, that the output of the variable a is now 10. The first value is assigned to a. So, in C language, it is the declaration and initializing with multiple values is not allowed. So, first we have declared the variable a, then we have assigned multiple values to a. So, whenever you are giving multiple values, so multiple values are separated by commas over here. So, the first value is assigned to a because the assignment operator has got more priority over the comma. So, comma has got least priority. Therefore, the first value 10 is assigned to a. Therefore, the output that we have got is 10. Now, let us make small modification to the same problem and let us see the output again. So, if we will go back to our program, now what I am going to do, I am going to put the value into parentheses. So, within parentheses, I am going to write the values. So, you can write the values like this. Now, whenever you write the values inside parentheses, then how many operators are there in this expression? This expression contains 3 operators. One is called parenthesis, one is called the assignment operator equals to, and the other one, the last one is called the comma operator. So, whenever you will run this program, then which value a will contain? That we have to check it. So, first save the program and whenever you will compile and run, then you will see the output on the screen that the value is 30. That the output value is 30 you are getting on the screen. So, why you are getting the output value as 30? Because among these 3 operators, the parenthesis has got the highest priority, the second highest priority is for assignment and the third or the least priority is for comma. So, whenever you will evaluate the expression which is there inside the parenthesis, so the values are read from left to right. The associativity is from left to right. So it will read the values from left to right 10, 20, 30, and the last value 30 will be assigned to A. So final value that is stored into A is 30. So this is the output. So you can write down the output here. So A is equal to 30 is the output. So let us talk about the second problem. Now in this second question, so let us understand what will be the output. So suppose I am writing printf any number 8. So what will be the output? So 8 is a decimal integer and I am going to print it on my screen. So obviously the output of this problem will be, the output will be 8 on the screen. So you can check the output. The output is 8 on the screen. Now, if I will make small changes to this, then what will be the output? We have to see. Now, let me write down the percentile after D. Then what will be the output now? So, just now we have seen that when we wrote percentile D is a control character for printing the decimal numbers on the screen. So, we have got 8 as the output. Now, I have changed the position of the percentile symbol after D I have written. So D percentile whenever you will write, then what will be the output? So let us save and run the program. Now whenever you will run the program, you are getting the output on the screen as D because within double quotes you have written a string D percentile, which is not at all a control character. So it will print the character D as the output on the screen. So you will get the output D on the screen. Okay. So let us go for the third one. Suppose in the third example, if I am writing percentile D, then followed by, after that, if I am writing plus 0 and I am writing any number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then what will be the output of this? So what is the meaning of plus 0 over here? Now let us see. First run the program and check the output first. So you can see the output on the screen. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now why it is same? It is giving the same number as output. What is the meaning of 0 over there? Now if I am writing there as 0, then it means that it will read the control character from the 0th position. So percentile D is a string. So it is a control string. So in this control string, it will read the string from 0th character. So it will read it from 0th character. So percentile and D together make sense to the compiler. So that's why the integer is printed as it is on the screen. Now, if I will make changes, so what is the output over here? Now the output is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, if I change this position, so this value indicates the position in the string. If I change this value to 1, then what will be the output? Now, let us run this again. So when you will run it, you are getting the output on the screen as only D. Now, why you are getting the output as only D? Why not the value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Because whenever you have given as 1, it is reading the string from the first position. So from the first position, at the 0th character you have percentile, then at the first character you have D. So it is reading the first character as D, so which has no meaning. So it is not, D itself is not a control character, so it is unable to print the value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the screen. So you will get the output as only D. This is the output. Similarly, if you have a larger string, for example, instead of writing like this, if I have some other string, let me take a string welcome over here. Now, in this, if I want to print the string as it is on the screen, then you have to write the string as it is. Otherwise, you write the position plus 0 if I am writing as the position. Then it will read the string from the 0th character or from the 0th position. So the complete string will be the output on the screen. Let us see it. So whenever you will run it, you will see the output on the screen as welcome. So the output here is welcome. Now let me change the position here. Now instead of writing 0, if I will make it 1, that means it will read the string from first position. So if I'll run it, you can see that the string is printed from E because it has skipped W, because you have written, you read this string from first position. So it is printing from first position. Similarly, in a string, you can specify the position. Suppose I am writing it as your 3. If I am writing the position as 3, then it will print this string from the third position. So you can see that the output is only come. So like this, you can specify the position from where you want to print the string. Okay, let us go for next question. Suppose I want to concatenate two strings together. So what should I write? Suppose I have written welcome to, then followed by I have written another string IARE. So two strings whenever you want to concatenate, then you can also write like this. So if you are writing like this, then what will be the output? And let us see different variants of writing the string concatenation. Now you can see over here the output on the screen as welcome to IARE. So two strings can be concatenated like this. Now you may ask that instead of doing like this, if I put here one comma, then what will be the output? So let us check it. If you will put a comma over here between two strings, then what is the output? You can see the output on the screen as only welcome to. So it will take only the first string and the second string cannot be printed. So that is the difference. So if you want to do string concatenation, then don't use comma over here. If you will give comma, it will treat individuals as the value. So the first string value will be only printed. So I am skipping here comma. Now if I keep a plus symbol over here, then will it do string concatenation? Then let us check that also. So if you will put a plus, you are getting a error over here. What is the error? That invalid of your operands to binary plus. So two strings cannot be concatenated in this manner. So for that string concatenation, your function is there in C language that you have to use. So do not use plus over here. So you can do simply string concatenation by just writing two separate strings. You can just concatenate it like this. Now let us go for the next example. Now for example, if I want to write printf if I am writing welcome, then followed by if I am writing another printf statement, printf IARE, then what will be the output? So here, instead of writing both these strings in a single printf, I have written separately, then what will be the output? So I have written the plus symbol. So what is the output? Let us check it. Now you can see here, in this manner using two printfs, so two strings are simply printed on the screen. So it looks like that two strings are combined. So this is the output of two printfs. Now what we will do, we will take one integer variable and let us check it. So if I am taking integer as your v, then I am writing over here v is equal to printf of your welcome plus IARE. Then I want to print the value of v. Then what is the output? Let us check it. So this is the program we have written. I have taken one integer variable and the written value of the printf welcome and printf IARE both are added and it is stored into V, and then we are printing the value of V. So what it is going to print? So you can see here two strings. You can see it on the screen, welcome and IARE, and then it prints 11. So what is that 11? 11 is nothing but printf function normal returns the length of the string it has printed. So the first printf function has printed the value welcome, so which is nothing but 7. So the length of the string is 7 there, plus the second printf prints the string IARE whose length is 4. So both the lengths are added together. So 7 plus 4 becomes 11. So the return value for printf function is the length of the string that it has printed, it is going to return. So that return value is added and stored into the variable V. So V is nothing but the value 11, which is the length of both the strings. So that's why you are getting on the screen the output as welcome IARE 11. Okay. Now let us go for reading the values. So let us take some variables. A is equal to 10, comma, B is equal to 20. So I have taken two variables here, and let me take one more variable. C is equal to 30. So I have taken three variables A, B, C whose initial values are 10, 20 and 30. Now, what I am going to do over here, I am going to read the value of ABC and going to print it. So, what I am going to write, I am going to write percentile D, space percentile D, space percentile D, and followed by, I am going to give in the middle percentile D, I am going to give a star over here. So, what is the meaning of this star? And I am going to read the value of A, comma, going to read the value of B and read the value of C. Okay. After reading the value of ABC, then I am going to print the value of ABC. So, let me write down the code first. So, percentile D slash T, percentile D. 3 times I have written, and I want to print the value of A, comma, B, comma, C. Now, let us try to understand. There are three variables ABC. Initially, they are containing 10, 20 and 30. And we are writing over here a scanf statement. So, using the scanf statement, we are again going to read the value of ABC from the standard input device. And then we are going to print what is the final value that is stored in A, B and C. So, let us run it. So, whenever you will run this program, then it is going to ask you to enter the value of ABC as you are going to read it. So, let me give the new values as 100 space 200 space 300. So, I have given three values, but in the middle control character, I have given a star. So, here the meaning of star is to skip the value. So, the middle value 200 will be skipped. Then what final value will be stored into ABC? So, A will contain as usual your 100, but the middle value 200 will be skipped. So, B will store the third value that is 300 that you have given as input. So, B will contain 300. Then what value will be stored into C? Earlier, C was initialized with some value 30. That 30 value will be there in C only. So, if you do not initialize C with some value, then you will get in C some garbage will be there. So, that is the meaning of if you want to skip any value, then you can give over the star. That is the meaning of star while reading the input from the standard input device. Now, let us put this line into comment. That means I am not initializing. I don't want to give any value for C. Simply I have declared this variable. So, initially, let us remove the values. Just I'll keep the declarations of three variables A, B, C and let us run it again. So, three variables are declared without any initialization. So, now it is asking to enter the values for A, B, C. So, let me enter 100, again 200 and 300. So, when I am entering the values, so what it is storing? Second value is skipped because of the star. So the first value is stored as it is as 100. Second value is kept. Third value will be stored into B, and C will be containing either garbage or 0. That depends on the compiler. So in certain compilers, you will find the value as garbage or 0. So in C++, by default, the values are stored as 0. Now here, instead of writing this star, let us make some modification to it. So instead of writing over here, I am putting here comma. So while reading the input, what is the meaning of comma over here? So here I am trying to read 3 variables value and just I want to print it. So whenever you give a comma, so while giving the input also, you need to provide a comma. Otherwise you will get error. So let us check it. Now suppose I am giving 10, 20, space 30. I am not giving any comma while entering the input. Then what will be the problem? You can see over here that it has stored the first value correctly, but second and third values are some garbage. Okay. So if you want that it should store the values properly, then you should provide the input with comma. So you can see over here, I have given now the input with commas. So 10, 20, 30, I have given as the input. So it has stored the values properly. Earlier, it was storing some garbage into B and C. Only the first value was read properly. So this is the difference. Now, for example, instead of removing this comma, I want to write some A. So some B over here. I have written some A and some B over here. And here the meaning of this program is while entering the input, you should also give A and B in between the inputs. Then only it will give you proper output. So let us run it and check it. So I am giving the input as 10 space 20 space 30, for example. I am not giving A and B. So what is the problem? The first value is read and stored properly into A. But the second and third values are not stored properly into B and C. So how to avoid this problem? See the question. In the program, you have given that while reading the input, you should provide the value A, B in between the actual inputs while entering the values. So let us do it again. So let us enter the values. So let me enter 10 space A space 20 space B space 30. So the formatting, what I have written in the Scanf, in the same formatting, I am giving my input now. So the first value, second value and third value must be stored properly now into the variables ABC. Now you can check the values ABC containing properly the values 10, 20 and 30. So while reading the inputs in the formats, you can give any separator. Suppose I want to give the separator, instead of writing AB, and I want to write high here and I want to write here by. Okay, anything you can write. But while giving the input, the same separators you have to provide. So just simply run it and check it. So you have given high by over here. Now let us enter the inputs. So while entering the input also, you need to provide the inputs properly. So first input is my 100, followed by I should write capital high, then followed by I should write 200, then your by, then 300. So you can check that I got different output. So first value is stored properly, second and third is not stored properly. That means I have not given my inputs properly. So here H is small letter. So let me run it again and give properly the inputs. So while giving the inputs, be careful what you have given. So now I am giving small high, H small, then second, then Y, then the third input. So now you can see that it is storing the inputs properly into A, B and C. Okay, so this is the next example. Now let us move on to a new example. Suppose, let us write printf. Suppose there are 3 variables ABC, and I want to change the code like this. Now, inside a printf statement, there is a scanf statement to read the value of ABC. Okay, and we want to display. So, what will be the output that will be displayed? So, look at the code over here. Now, here you have declared three variables ABC, and using a scanf statement, we are going to read the value of ABC and then we are going to print it. So, what the printf statement will finally print on the screen. So, let us run it and check. So, first the inner scanf statement will read the input. So, for that we have to provide three inputs. So, let us provide the inputs first. Suppose I am providing 10 space 20 space 30 as the input. So, three inputs are given. So, three inputs are internally stored into the variables A, B and C. And what printf will print? Now, the return value of scanf statement will be printed by the printf statement. So, what is the return value? The return value of scanf statement is 3. Why? Because how many values it has read from the standard input device? It has read 3 values from the standard input device. So, the return value is 3. So, printf always prints the return value from the scanf. So, this is the way that if you will write a scanf statement inside a printf statement, then the scanf, the return value of the scanf statement will be printed by the printer. Now, we can add something else to this. So, if I'll add one more variable, let us call x, and let us write x is equal to printf of percentile d comma scanf of all these three variables, and let us print the value of x also. So, what is the output of printf statement now? So, the output of scanf is printed by the printf statement as 3 that you have just seen, that how many inputs it has read. Now, what is the length of how many outputs it has printed? Let us see what this outer printf will give return value. So, here let us give some inputs 10 space 20 space 30 as the 3 inputs. So, printf has given, the scanf has given the input as 3. So, that has been printed. And how many values printf has printed? That is only one value. So, let me distinguish this by writing a /n so that things will be more clear. So, here you can check it. Now, let us give 3 inputs 10, 20, 10 space 20 space 30. So, how many inputs scanf has read? 3. So, the return value of scanf is 3. That has been printed by printf. So, printf is printing 3. That means that it has, the scanf has read 3 values. Now, what the printf has written? Printf has written the value, that how many values it has displayed on the screen. That it has displayed only one value on the screen. So, printf is giving you 1 as the output. So, this is the meaning of 3 and 1. So, what printf returns and what scanf returns, we understood from this example. Now, let us go for some more examples. Now, in the next example, let us understand that whether the function names like main is a special type of user-defined function, can it be used as a variable? Yes, in C language, it is allowed that you can use it as a variable name also. So, let us understand this through one example. So, let me declare a variable called main, and that main variable contains the value 7. Okay. Now, let us write down how to print the value of main. So, if you will print the value of main, then what output you will get it. So, let me write over here to print the value of main. So, let me write percentile d comma main. So, then I am writing over here return main. Okay. Now, after that, let me write any printf statement by over here. So let us look at the program over here. We have taken a variable called main. Initially it contains 7, and then we are trying to print the value of main, and I'm returning main. So then outside the scope of this, there is another printf called by. So if you will write the code like this, then what will be the output? Let us analyze the output first. Now what you are getting? You will get the output as 7 over here. Okay. So you are getting the output as 7, but you are not getting the output as by, because there is another printf statement to print the string by also. So why you are not getting the output as by? Because in the code you have written that after printing the value of main, so the value of main is 7. So printf is printing the value of main as 7. So after printing the value of main, then it is returning from there. So the scope of the variable is over and it is returning. The control returns from there. So because the meaning of return statement is it will return some value to the main function. So it has returned 7 to the main function, which is an integer, and the main function expects one integer. So it has returned. So that is the reason it is not printing again the by as the string and then executing the last return statement. So if you want to see the by also, then let me put this line as comment. Don't write here return statement. Simply write down the printf statement. So I have kept now the return statement into comment, and let me run it again. Now if you run it again, you can see both the outputs 7 and by, both the outputs you can see it on the screen. So that is the meaning of multiple return. So whenever you are using multiple return statements in a program, be careful where the control returns. So here the control returns from there earlier, so it was not coming as your by was not coming. Now if you will put that statement into comment line, then you can see that by will be printed and the final return will be executed. Okay. Now let us see one more small example. Now in this example, we will see that if I want to print any string, suppose I am writing character str. So str is what? It is an array. So in this array, what I am writing? I am writing a control character %C. Okay. And then followed by I have a integer variable. So variable is equal to 65 is there. Okay, there is an integer variable which contains 65. So now in the printf statement, so what is the format of printf statement? You have to write the control character followed by the variable name. So now I'm going to write str comma variable. Then what will be the output? Now let us run this. So what output you are getting? You are getting the output as capital A, which is nothing but the ASCII value for the 65. 65's equivalent ASCII value is capital A. So here %C, the control character we have written into an array, so which is containing this string, and the variable is 65, which is same as writing directly over here that printf your %C, then followed by you can write out the variable. So instead of writing this way, I have just written in other way, that I have stored the control character into an array and then the variable. So it is also displaying the same thing. The equivalent character for 65 is capital A, ASCII value, that is the output. So hope this problem is clear to everyone. Now let us go for another example. Integer. Let us take one variable is equal to, initially it contains 10. Okay. Now let us print the variable value. Suppose I am writing %D, comma, variable +1, comma. Once more, you can write down %D, comma, variable -. So if you are typing like this, then what will be the output? So you have an integer variable which initially contains 10, and now you want to display the value of the variable, and you have written percentile d twice and comma as the separator. Then in what order the value of the variable will be displayed? So let us see first. Run it. Now when you will run it, you are getting the output as 10. So in what order it has executed so that you got the value 10, that you need to understand. So in this example, that whenever you are using comma operator, the associativity is from left to right. So you can see over here, so it is there within the parenthesis. So left to right will go to the final variable minus minus. So what is the value of the variable? 10. So here initially the value of the variable is 10, but whenever it is coming to the next time, the value of the variable is decremented, post decremented. So it has become 9. So whenever it is coming to the first percentile d and print the value of the variable, the value of the variable was 9 plus 1, it becomes again 10. So the final output of this program is 10. So we'll get the output as 10 over here. Okay, so hope it is understood. Now let us go for some more examples. Now let us go for some examples using your parameterized macros. Now, for example, if I am writing has define compute is the name of the macro which takes two parameters x and y. Space, if I am writing here x plus y multiplied with x plus y, if I am writing like this. Okay, and in my program I am taking some value for a is equal to 2, comma b is equal to 3, and then you print it. So while printing, I'm writing here percentile d, comma. I'm using the macro as compute, and I'm passing here a, comma b. Then what will be the output of this program? So you can see over here compute is a macro with two parameters x and y. So the macro has been defined as compute x comma y as x plus y into x plus y. Okay, so whenever you write compute a comma b, where a and b are the parameters, that will be substituted by a plus b into a plus b. Okay, so you know the initial values of a plus b, so which is nothing but 2 plus 3 into 2 plus 3. Okay, so 2 plus 3 into 2 plus 3, what will be the output? So you can see over here, it is the value 11. Now you may have a doubt that why you got 2 plus 3 into 2 plus 3 as 11. Why not 5 into 5, 25? So the meaning is, in this expression, the multiplication operator has got more priority over addition. So that is the reason 2 plus 3 into 2 plus 3. So 3 into 2, 6 is computed first. Okay, y value is 3 into x value 2, 3 into 6, 3 into 2, 6 is computed first. Then followed by the additions will be done. So here your 2 plus 6 is 8 plus 3 is 11. So the output is 11. Now in the same program, if I'll make a small change, like if I'll put these values into parenthesis, x plus y into parenthesis, then followed by multiplication, again x plus y into parenthesis. So by making this small change into this parameterized macro, then what will be the output of the program? Will you get the same output or the output will be different? Let us check it. So now you can see the output is coming as 25 instead of 11. So why the output is now coming as 25? We need to analyze. So in this parameterized macro, we can see the x plus y value is kept inside the braces. So that means the braces or the brackets has got highest priority over the arithmetic operators. So 2 plus 3 will be evaluated as 5. Then another 2 plus 3 will be evaluated as 5. Then finally multiplication will be done. So 5 into 5 it becomes 25. So based on the precedence of the operators, based on the priority of the operators, the expressions are evaluated in every programming language. C also follows the precedence of operators. So in this example, the precedence of or the priority of the brackets is more than the arithmetic operators multiplication and plus. So this example talks about the parameterized macro along with precedence of operators. Let us go for next example. In the next example, suppose I want to display one float value. I want to display one float value and I have given the float value as 1, 2, 3. Then what will be the output? Will it display the float value as 123.0000, 6 zeros up to 6 decimal places, the precision, or not? Now you can see the output as 0.000. So in this, your DebC++ compiler, it is not converting this integer into float. Okay, so this particular question is compiler dependent. So if you want to see the float value for 123, then either you just give one simple dot over here, 123 dot, or you write 123.0, both means the same. So if you will simply make a change to the value as 123 dot, then you can see the difference. Now let us look at the output. Now the output is coming as 123.000000, because up to 6 decimal places it is displaying the value of the output. Okay, so let us go for next example. Let us take a string. So character str is, suppose the string is look at me, and let us print its size. So printf %d, you know that size of is a special operator. So size of within bracket, if you will write str, then it is going to print the exact size of this string. So let us look at the answer. So save and done. Now you can see the size of this string is 11 characters. So you got the output as 11. So size of is a special operators in C language which will return the size of the string. Now in this example, one small change if you do, if I'll remove the bracket like this, that means I'll just write size of space str. Then will it work or not? So let us check it. If you will write size of space str, then is it going to compute the size of the string or not? So you can see over here, the output is coming as 11. So you can also write like this. Now, if I will put a minus sign before size of operator, then will it work or not? So you can also test it. Now you can see the output as coming as minus 11. That means size of operator first gets the size of this string as 11, then minus sign is preceding, so minus 11 is the output. Now let us go for one more simple example. Now in this example we will talk about comparison operator and the logical operator not. For example, if I am writing that 100 double equals to 100, its negation. We want to find out plus 1 if I am writing. Then what will be the output? Negation of 100 equals to 100 plus 1 if I am writing. Then what will be the output? How it computes the output? So in this example, the comparison operator is within the parenthesis. So it is evaluated first. So 100 is equal to 100 is true. So true's negation is false, which is 0. So 0 plus 1 becomes 1. So the final output of this program is 1. So this way the values are evaluated. Okay. Now let us go for one more example. Now let us take some values A is equal to integer, A is equal to 500, B is equal to your 100, comma, C is equal to 30, comma, D is equal to 40, comma, E is equal to 90. Okay, let us take some value of the variables and then write A plus is equal to B minus is equal to C multiplication equal to D slash equal to E percentile equals to your 5, for example. Okay. Now print the value of ABCD. So you can write down printf percentile D space percentile D. And let us print the value of A, B, C, D, E. Now, what will be the output? In what order this expression will be evaluated? So, you can see that initial values of A is 500, B is 100, C is 30, D is some 40 and E is some 19. It is given. Now, A plus is equal to B minus is equal to C is a big expression it is given. So, in what order it is evaluated? So, for evaluation, we have to first start with E slash is equal to 5. So, E equal to E modulus 5 will be executed first. What is the value of E? Is 19. 19 modulus 5 will be done first. So, what is the value of 19 modulus 5? So, 19 modulus 5 is 4. Okay. Now, the value of E is now your 19 modulus 5 we have done as 4. Now, D equal to D by E will be done. What is the value of D? D is 40. 40 by 4. So, the output will be your 10. So, output you are getting as 10. So, now the value of D is changed to 10. Now, we will evaluate C. C is equal to C into D. What is the current value of C? Is 30. 30 into 10, it is 300. So, we will get the output as 300. Like that, one after the other, it will be evaluated in order. So, today we discuss about a number of programs related to operators, priority of operators and their evaluation. Thank you so much.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.